Good evening. Thank you for joining us today for our last City Council meeting of the month. As always, if you do not have a packet, there may be some still in the foyer for you to have to follow along with us, but there is a QR code on the door of the rotunda, which is the glass right here by the brick. You can scan it and follow along with your electronic devices. Today we're going to have the opening prayer to be led by Minister Beth Herron with the Sweet Spirit Sisters, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be done by our very own Lieutenant Chad Shelton of the Warner Robins Fire Department. If everyone would please stand so that Minister Herron can start us off in prayer.
And I'm accompanied by Crystal Ringer, and she will start the prayer.
Dear God, I pray for Warner Robins, such a great, great city, Lord. And I've been here 55 years, and I thank you for bringing me here. It's been such a great life here. And I pray for our mayor, Patrick, and all the counselors, Lord, and all the hard work that they do. And I pray that you keep giving them advice on what to do for Warner Robins to make it the best place to live. And I thank you, Lord, so much for Mayor Patrick and all she's done to make the homeless shelter start up. Lots of people in Warner Robins that have needs, and I pray that they're being met, Lord. Hallelujah. And pray that you keep giving them advice on what they need to do for Warner Robins to make it the best it can be. And please bless Robins Federal Air Force Base, Lord, and for keeping us safe and for all they do. Keep bless them and their families, how I pray. And I pray so much that Mayor Patrick might even get the Muslims and the Hindus out of Warner Robins. They cause corruption, and they certainly don't know Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. Lord, just keep them safe, and thank you for another day to worship and praise you. In Jesus' name I pray.
Yes, Lord Almighty, we pray that all who participate in today's meeting will seek your wisdom and guidance for each issue that's going to be addressed, Lord. May there be grace and unity among us as we hope for your continual blessings of peace and safety throughout the future of our city. We agree together in the name of our risen Lord Jesus Christ, and in his name we pray. Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Well, we just want to thank those who started us off in prayer, and thank you to Lieutenant Shelton for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I think I forgot to say you may be seated. You may be seated. Council, it's time for us to take our photo. Let's do that, and we'll move on to the next section. We will take one with those who led us in prayer first, and then with Lieutenant Shelton. All right, I officially call today's meeting to order. We will first start with an adoption of the agenda with 2 amendments. One of them would be to add number 14, which is a motion for sewer availability, to be discussed by Councilman Curtis, and also adding executive session following mayor's comments. Executive session will be to discuss personnel.
Mayor, I move to adopt the agenda with the addition of an executive session for personnel and also to add number 14 for sewer availability by Councilman Curtis.
I second that, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Lawrenson, seconded by Councilman Mack. All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. On to announcements. We do have some announcements to share with you today of some great things going on in the city of Robbins as we celebrate America 250 series. We have Startup Warner Robins Week, which launched this morning, actually this afternoon. In Startup Warner Robins, this is our 3rd year hosting this for the city of Warner Robins. We have multiple classes that'll be happening this week for the entrepreneurs in the room, those who have a business or those who wish to launch a business now or even in the future. Our next class will be on Tuesday, tomorrow, which starts at 8 a.m. It's Coffee and Conversations at the Woodlands Cafe over off of 96. And the topic is how to acquire a small business. For more events that will be taking place this week, please go to startupwarnerrobins.com and it'll tell you all the great opportunities we have for the week. We also have the Warner Robins Police Department Strong Night of Blue Lights will be on Thursday, May the 14th. So that's a couple weeks from now, and that'll be at Perkins Field from 6 to 9 p.m. So please come out and support our men and women in uniform for the Warner Robins Police Department Thursday, May the 14th. And the fire department will also have a community event. That'll take place on May the 30th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Southside Baptist Church. And this event is called the Fire Department Afterburn Auto Show. So if you support our fire department, please come out for this effort. Also see some great cars in the process. Again, Saturday, May the 30th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Southside Baptist Church. For Parks and Recreation, Recreation, Parks, and Cultural Services to be exact, there will be a senior Cinco de Mayo event, which takes place on May the 5th from 10:30 to 12:30 at Wellston Center. And it's for ages 50 and up, and there is a cost of $7 to attend that event. You can register for this at the Senior Activity Center on Perkins Field on Maple Street, right across from the Wellston Center. So some great events we shared with you today. We have so much more. Please be sure to follow us on our socials, check out our website, and download the City of Warner Robins app if you don't already have it to stay tuned with all the great things we do in our city. We are a city who loves everyone. It invites all to come into our city and enjoy all the great things we have to offer. Now we will move on to proclamations, awards, and presentations. The first presentation is the Suki Hart chapter for the Daughters of the American Revolution. If you will please come forward and you can approach the podium for your presentation. Thank you all for being here today.
Get a microphone for you.
Good afternoon. My name is Kim Bryan. I'm from the Suki Hart chapter of Daughters of the American Revolution. And we are here as a group today to present a flag to the city of Warner Robins. It's a flag in the manner of what has been accredited to Betsy Ross to fly outside with the rest of the flags we have. So there wasn't going to be a lot of confusion. I went through the proper steps to find out what order the flags are to be flown in. so that someone doesn't come along and say, well, you moved this one and you shouldn't have. And my daughter has the written instructions in her hand sitting outside. But thank you very much for allowing us this time to come and greet you and present you with this flag.
Thank you so much. This, I think, is really awesome for you all to think of us in presenting this flag, especially in celebration of America 250. So thank you, and I'll come down to accept that flag. And council, if you'd like to get in this photo as well, please join me.
That one was you, man.
All right, now that we have completed that presentation, again, thank you to the local chapter of the Daughters of American Revolution for providing us that flag as we commemorate the history of our nation. The first proclamation we have today, we have 3 proclamations and we have some awards, so bear with us. The proclamation is for Administrative Professionals Week. If we have any of the administrative staff members here in the audience, I'm going to ask if you'll please come forward so that we can present this to you. I believe we have a total of 34 or 35 administrative staff for the city of Warner Robins, and here are some of them representing for the group. And I'll go ahead and I'll start. The Administrative Professionals Week is April the 19th through the 25th, 2026. And it goes, whereas Administrative Professionals Week provides an opportunity to recognize the vital contributions of administrative professionals who play an essential role in the effective operation of government, businesses, and organizations. And whereas the administrative professionals demonstrate professionalism and dedication while supporting leadership and staff and going above and beyond to ensure efficient operations, strong communication, and a positive workplace environment. And whereas more than 3 million administrative assistants are part of the United States workforce, with recent estimates showing over 3.4 million individuals employed in these roles nationwide, highlighting the significant impact of this profession on our economy and daily operations. And whereas the observance began in 1952 as National Secretaries Week, established to recognize the importance of skilled administrative personnel, and has evolved over time to reflect and expand while expanding the role and responsibilities of today's administrative professionals, ultimately becoming Administrative Professionals Week in 2000. And whereas their commitment to excellence helps ensure that the City of Warner Robins continues to provide high quality services to its residents each day. And whereas it is fitting that we set aside this week to honor and celebrate the hard work, resilience, and invaluable contributions of those dedicated professionals. And now, therefore, be it proclaimed by myself on behalf of City Council and the citizens of Warner Robins, April the 19th to the 25th, 2026, officially as Administrative Professionals Week in our city. I encourage all citizens to recognize and thank the administrative professionals who contribute so much to our community each day. Let this week serve as a reminder that the strength of our city is built not only through leadership, but through the dedication, excellence, and unwavering support of our administrative professionals, whose work often happens behind the scenes, but makes all things possible. Let's give a great round of applause for some of our administrative professionals right now. And our administrative professionals come from every department. Without administrative professionals, I believe I could speak for the team, which includes directors and executive staff, that we would have a lot of chaos, not only in our city government, but in our city as a whole. So these are vital parts of what makes Warner Robins function. So thank you so much and for all that you all do. All right, so moving on, next proclamation is for Startup Week 2026. Anyone here to accept this, please come forward. All right, Startup Week Warner Robins. Well, Startup Warner Robins Week, April 20th through 24th, 2026. Whereas entrepreneurship and small businesses are vital to the growth and vitality of Warner Robins. And whereas Startup Warner Robins 2026 is a week-long initiative to support, inspire, and equip local entrepreneurs with tools and connections to succeed. And whereas Startup Warner Robins Week will begin on April the 20th, bringing together entrepreneurs, business owners, and community leaders to foster collaboration and networking. And whereas participants will have access to workshops and panels offering guidance on all aspects of starting, managing, and growing a business. And whereas the initiative will conclude on April the 24th with the Startup Summit, providing further learning opportunities and strategies for growth. And whereas Startup Warner Robins reflects the City of Warner Robins' ongoing commitment to cultivating a thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem, empowering individuals, and strengthening the local economy. Now therefore be it proclaimed by myself on behalf of council and the citizens of our great city, do hereby proclaim April the 20th through the 24th, 2026, officially as Startup Warner Robins Week in our city. I encourage all residents to support local entrepreneurs, seize new opportunities, and foster continued economic growth. So let's give it up for Startup Warner Robins Week. All right, now here's our last proclamation, and this is for Safe Digging Month. Safe Digging Month is the entire month of April. Anyone who is here to accept this, please come forward. Thank you, sir, for being here. Any others? Please join. Okay, National Safe Digging Month, April 2026. Whereas thousands of times each year, the underground infrastructure in Georgia is damaged by those who do not have underground lines located prior to digging, resulting in service interruption, environmental damage, and threat to public safety. And whereas in 2005, the Federal Communications Commission designated 811 to provide contractors and homeowners a simple number to contact utility operators to request the location of underground lines at the intended dig site. And whereas the Houston County Utility Coordinating Committee, a stakeholder-driven organization dedicated to the prevention of damage to underground utilities in Georgia, promotes the National 811 notification system and Georgia 811 in an effort to reduce these damages. And whereas damage prevention is a shared responsibility, by using safe digging practices, the contractors and homeowners of Warner Robins can save time, money, and help keep our infrastructure safe and connected. And now therefore be it proclaimed by myself, on behalf of City Council and our great citizens, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2026 officially as Warner Robins Safe Digging Month. I encourage contractors, homeowners throughout Warner Robins, Georgia, to always contact 811 before digging. Safe digging is no accident. So let's give a round of applause for National Safe Digging Month. And we don't have any members from utilities up here, but I know our utilities department, as well as the gentleman here, works to. Okay, we have some coming up. As they come, I'll share. So we want to make 811 just as well known as 911, because whenever infrastructure is hit in a digging site, when they're not properly located, businesses get shut down. We've had that recently on Watson Boulevard. It's not fun getting those calls, because to our business owners, that is a 911 emergency if they're not able to accept their customers and they have to shut down for hours, impacting their workers, impacting the money coming into their business and their revenue. So please, please spread the word, 811. Even if you're planting a tree, call 811 first. It's no cost to you, but it is to benefit all of us. Thank you.
Yes, moment, just to say thank you for the mayor and City of Warner Robins and everybody. I'm Chad McBride. I'm the chair of the Houston County Utility Coordinating Committee, and I accept this on behalf of the GUCC 811. Thank you for your efforts to proclamation for safe digging, and I want to encourage anybody that's involved in utilities to come to our next meeting. If you are involved with utilities or working utilities, we have it at the Flint Energy's new facility off of 41, and that's this Wednesday at 11:30.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. And now we have our Employee Service Awards. We'll have Ms. Melanie Byer, who is the Director for Human Resources Department, come forward for those presentations.
Good evening. We have several employees that are being recognized tonight. Thank you. Get them started. There you go, ma'am. Our first employee is Mr. Chris Martin. He's an accountant in our finance department with 5 years of service. Next, we have Michael Peratrovich. He's a utility maintenance supervisor over water in our utility department with 5 years of service.
Congratulations on 5 years with the City of Warner Robins. Thank you so much for your service. Here is your service award showing your 5 years, and here is your lapel pin to show your accomplishment as well. We appreciate all that you do for our utility department.
All right, next we have Caleb Livingston. He's a fire driver engineer with our fire department with 15 years of service.
All right, thank you for your 15 years of service with the City of Warner Robins. This is for you. And here is your ring. You have some moving on this one for the 15 years that you give in our city. Thank you to your family for allowing us to have him work with us for 15 years. This is for you. He's also in service as your first volunteer, so thank you.
All right, next we have Chad Shelton. He's a lieutenant in our fire department with 15 years of service.
Second time we can shake your hand today. Congratulations on your 15 years. Thank you for your service and sacrifice to the City of Warner Robins. And you see how little help in with the members doing on it. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Next we have Chris Rooks. He's the interim director of our general administration department with 30 years of service.
We appreciate you. It's been a pleasure working with you here at City Hall and all the things you're doing with your administration. And here is your lapel pin. You have a line for yours. It's real to us.
Our last service award this evening is for Julius Wilcox. He's a sergeant in our police department with 35 years of service.
Congratulations. 35 years. Wow. That's a long time. You got a 30 year, we got a 35 year. That tells you that Warner Robins is a great place to work in the city government. Because we get to keep people for 30 and 35 years.
gotta say it.
He's getting some more hits. All right, so now we have made it to our work session. For work session today, we will just be going over our agenda items. Mr. James Trinkard will start us in those discussions.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Council members, it is a lengthy agenda tonight, so I'm going to start with the new business items first, and then we'll come back to the consent agenda. First item under our business section is the Veterans Issues Board appointments. We have a total of 6 tonight. The reappointment of 4 members, Mr. Bill Carey, Ernest Cooley, Glenwood Warrant, and David Wilson, and 2 new appointments, Michael Driggers and Bradford Dalton. As you know, the Veterans Issues Board helps us connect and stay connected with our veterans community in terms of their needs and how we can better continue to support them. Up next is an appointment to the Engage Warner Robins Board. As you know, we've been making several appointments to that board recently. Very excited at the level of appointments that we're able to make to that board, and the latest is the CEO of Emory Healthcare, Mr. Kevin Splain. Very excited to bring his expertise to that board. We next have an extension on a purchase and sale agreement for 133 South Commercial Circle. That is the Knights of Columbus building. Quite honestly, one of the individuals who has to sign all the documents is traveling for several weeks. That's the sole reason for the extension, is just to accommodate that travel schedule. Next, a contract for annual events production services at a cost of $61,400. This is for the provision of talent coordination, stage rental, sound, lighting, and on-site management. Covers a number of events, including our food truck roundups, International City Festival, and Christmas tree lighting. This was bid out, and the recommended vendor for that is RCS Productions. We do have a request for a change to an internal policy with respect to our health insurance. Currently, under our current internal policies, if we have an employee or retiree who passes, okay, upon their death, their coverage ends at 11:59 that evening, including the coverage for any covered dependents, which gives them no opportunity to secure coverage. So what we're requesting tonight is a change in that policy to allow for the insurance coverage to continue for 30 days or 1 month, whichever is greater, to provide opportunity for those individuals to get appropriate coverage. That was presented to the insurance committee that does recommend that change. We have a couple of changes to city code. The first, you'll remember during our last meeting, we had a little bit of a surprise with respect to a code left over from about 1973 that refers to misogynists. The proper term is licensed massage therapist. So we'd like to make that change. That's the only thing we're changing on that, is the change in terminology. Appreciation to Ms. Stella and Ms. Mize for helping us turn that around very quickly. Then we also have a change to Chapter 14 of the City Code, which is our speed zones. Under Georgia law, we have to petition the state to allow us to run radar on our streets, and periodically we have to go out and ask for them to give us approval to add streets, to change speed limits, etc. And then once they grant that approval, we have to update our ordinance to account for those changes. So that is on tonight's agenda. We have the issuance of LIHTC and GIC points. This is consideration to approve the city supporting low-income housing tax credit application as proposed by Zimmerman Properties for the Chadwick Flats project. The way this works, we put out a call to the development community to see who is interested in submitting under GIC and LIHTC. So it is a competitive process. We did receive, let's see, I believe it was 4 proposals that came in. Those proposals are then evaluated based on location, development concept, population served, developer experience, community benefit, and alignment with the city's housing priorities. For the Chadwick Flats proposal, it was the highest rated, and that dealt primarily two things made it stand out: the inclusion of wraparound services for neighborhood residents, and then there was a conscious effort being made to the connectivity of the neighborhood. The individual scoring summaries for each of those proposals are in your meeting packet, which is also available to the public, so you can see exactly how everyone's scored out. Up next is contracts for residential real estate services to market and sell the 8 townhomes on Airman Boulevard for Engage Warner Robins. Again, that was a solicited bid situation. There were 16 proposals received, and after reviewing those proposals, the Engage Warner Robins board recommends awarding the engagement to Next Home 180. There is no direct cost to the city for this. The commission is 5% per unit sold, so it is taken directly from the proceeds of the sale of each unit. Next, we have a transfer of donated funds for Haven Hope House. You'll recall that over the past year or so, we've been receiving donated funds from a variety of private citizens and organizations to support the operation of Haven Hope House. We now have the contracted operator for that facility in the assembly at Warner Robins, and this is authorization for the mayor to enter to sign and the city to enter into an agreement with the assembly Warner Robins for us to transfer those donated funds to them for their intended purpose, and that's a total of $60,862.18. I will note that we will likely continue to see donations come in, and we will likely be doing another transfer of funds. The idea is to do that not on a monthly basis because those are small transfers, but to do those periodically as needed. At the same time, the Assembly is making arrangements so that donations can be made directly to that organization for benefit of Haven Hope House to take us out as the middlemen. Finally, under that area, we have what was added tonight, which was the sewer availability request for 406 Nelson Drive. That property is located outside of the city limits, which is why it comes to you. But there are sewer mains located along the eastern boundary of the property. We have confirmed that appropriate capacity is available, so this does not have any negative impact on the city, and all associated costs related to that connection would be borne by the property owner, so there's no direct cost to the city. Yes, sir. It is located outside of the city. So you'll recall that we have, we put in place when we have situations like this agreements such that if we do the extension, they sign an agreement whereby they would be annexed into the city. There's basically, I think, one parcel, I believe, between the current city limits and this parcel. So it's located very close. And they would go into a covenant with the city such that they would be annexed when that property does become contiguous.
So my concern is if they decide not to pay the fees, what leverage do we have since they're outside of the city limits?
So they still own property. They still are entering into an agreement with us. So the same as we would have with anybody else who enters into an agreement with us. And Attorney Mize can assist a little more with that if that's not a sufficient answer for you.
Yes, Mr. Noonan, the property owner, is here, and we have prepared the restrictive covenant. If it is approved, he'll come in tomorrow morning to my office to sign that, and that is legally binding and will run with the property. And actually, the two methods by which services outside the city limits can be obtained via our code are either the property is immediately annexed, if it can be, which this property is not ripe for annexation, or a restrictive covenant that runs with the land is signed by the property owner. And as I said, that is ready to be executed if it is approved by you tonight. As far as any collection, if there were to be an unpaid fee or amount due, those bills are treated in the same manner as any other delinquent account, and they are sent to our collections agency, who the city has one on contract, and those fees would be collected in that manner.
Thank you.
Okay, on tonight's consent agenda, we have some of the usual suspects, so to speak, the approval of the meeting minutes. We do have an employee promotion on tonight's consent agenda. I will remind you that it's considered an employee promotion because it's an employee moving to a higher position, but the individual did go through the complete hiring process. It was an advertised position opening. They had to compete for it against people inside and outside the organization. And I would like to recognize Mr. Tyler Savage as the individual who is considered the top candidate. Mr. Savage would actually be assuming the position currently held by Mr. Chris Martin, who we met a few moments ago. And he's also the son of a city employee. So the tradition lives on of excellent service to the city from that family. We have USIC locating services. A few moments ago, we did the resolution for call before you dig. Well, this is a contract related to that service. It's an annual contract that we have to renew to support the 811 program. We have the GIRMA property and liability insurance renewal. That is $1,392,289. It's an increase in the policy cost by $194,809 over last year, but it does reflect deductions totaling $111,051 due to our police department maintaining its state certification and for us being a renewing customer. We have a $29,220 contract that would go to Reams Concrete Company and Concrete Enterprises. Those are annual unit price contracts for on-call supply of concrete. And again, that cost at $29,220. That's an estimate. It's a unit price contract so that when Public Works or one of our other departments has a need for concrete, we can call that and make it happen fast, which becomes very important when we're doing repairs. Along that same line, we have Fort Line Waterworks, annual estimated cost $38,557.65. This is a unit price contract for provision of curb, gutter, and inlet frames and covers. As we're doing repairs out in the field, if somebody damages a curb, if somebody breaks one of the stormwater inlets, I believe Mr. Bibb has had that happen recently near his home. This allows us to acquire the needed product to make those repairs timely. Montage Enterprises, this is an estimated annual cost of $11,495.35 for provision of parts and annual servicing of Public Works flail mowers. Does everybody know what a flail mower is? Basically, a flail mower has multiple blades spinning around independently under a deck so that it can handle heavy brush and whatnot as we're handling right-of-ways and things like that.
We call those bushwhackers.
There you go.
Bush hogs.
Yeah, so it's a little different from a bush hog.
No, that's incorrect, Councilman. They are not bush hogs.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Landscaper, here we go.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's debate on bush hog versus flail. Who saw that coming? Then we have a $17,449.20 contract with Hayes Services. This is renewal of the annual maintenance agreement for HVAC systems at our police department. I will note, as we have put these maintenance agreements in place, we have seen a significant reduction in failings of our HVAC systems and whatnot. So over time, we will come out ahead on that. Then we have a few additional purchasing items. 21st Century Partnership dues. This is $57,628.29. It's paid through the Middle Georgia Regional Commission. For those who may not recall, the 21st Century Partnership was created in 1993 as a response to the BRAC reductions that were going on at that time. It was something that former Senator Nunn called on the community to put together. Since that time, we've been through another BRAC round that the partnership was critical in, but its function is to unify key community partners around a strategy and action plan to ensure the continued viability of Robins Air Force Base and to help attract new missions so that our base remains strong and one of the top Air Force bases within the defense community. Then we have Atlanta Access Control's $18,880.54. This is for motorized gate access control for the animal control and traffic signal complex, part of security upgrades at that location. The vendor is not the lowest bidder. There were 3 bids received, but this is the only one who checked all of the boxes within the scope of work. Then we have DataWorks Plus at a cost of $27,600. This is for replacement of our LiveScan AFIS system. This is used by the police department for fingerprint scanning. Our current system is woefully outdated. It can no longer be serviced or maintained. So we have to replace this. The GBI provides a limited number of vendors who can provide the product that all of the law enforcement agencies in the state can use. Bids went out to those, and this is the recommended vendor. Up next, Gulf State Distribution at a cost of $42,524.09. This is for training and duty ammunition for our police department. I think there's enough said about that. United Site Services at a cost of $14,697.88 for provision of temporary fencing necessary for our Independence Day celebration. Anybody who's been at that event is very familiar with all of the temporary fencing we have to put up so that we can keep everything safe and organized. And then finally, we have SHI. This is a 3-year contract. Annual cost of $79,474 or $238,422 over the 3-year life. This is for our Microsoft licensing, Office 365 and all of that, and that follows us going through all of the Microsoft licensing to ensure that we have everybody covered with the type of license that they need to have, and balancing between what are referred to as G1 and G3 licenses, which is just levels of licensing. G3 licenses provide a little higher product line than the G1. So we always try to make sure we balance that out and we're not overspending by having a lot of G3 licenses floating around out there that we don't need. Mayor and Council, that is everything on tonight's agenda. If you have questions, the staff and I will be happy to do what we can to respond.
I got one small one, if I can, Mr. Drinkard.
Of course, sir.
Going back to the Haven Hope House.
Yes, sir.
You said that we still receive donations. Is there, and you said we're trying to get out of that.
Yes, sir.
So what is the process of us? Are we telling people to make those payments directly to them?
Yes,
and
sir.
not accepting the funds? Is there going to be a period of time where we're going to cut it off and just tell people to give directly to them, or what?
There will be. So right now today, anybody who's interested in donating to benefit Haven Hope House can make a donation directly to the assembly at Warner Robins. But we recognize that some folks may not be comfortable making the donation to the church itself, even though they're designating the funds directly for the benefit of Haven Hope House. So we've been in conversation with the assembly about creating a separate 501c that is specific to Haven Hope House so that the donation can be made to Haven Hope House instead of the assembly at Warner Robins. So we'll continue to accept donations while that is ongoing, but we have already begun encouraging people to make their donations to the assembly so that we are increasingly out of that business.
Okay, so we're encouraging them to create a separate 501c
Yes, sir.
specifically for
For
homeless
Haven Hope
shelter.
House, yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir. Are there any additional questions? Madam Mayor, thank you, and staff and I will be here throughout.
Thank you, Mr. Drinkard. All right, moving on to formal public comments. If anyone is here who'd like to make a comment regarding one of the agenda items only, you do have your opportunity to approach the podium. You will have 3 minutes on the clock, which will be at the top of the rotunda. Please be sure to state your name and address and the agenda item that you're referring to when you approach the podium. The floor is now open for those who want to make the comments pertaining to agenda items only. If you have a general comment, you will have another opportunity once the agenda items are complete.
Hey, y'all. My name is Stephen Rollison, and I live at 106 Morningside Drive. I just wanted to speak briefly on agenda item 10, the speed zone cameras. I just want to say to you and everyone responsible for putting the speed zone cameras in, I think that that's awesome, and you probably don't hear enough praise for that. I know here in Warner Robins, there's definitely been a reduction in speeding incidents on those roads. At least I expect so. And I know in a lot of different areas, like in Decatur, they're also using speed zone enforcement in school zones as a way of curtailing speeding and reducing accidents and all that. So again, I just wanted to say thank you for doing that, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, Mr. Ralston.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Lori Freeman. I work with the 21st Century Partnership. I'm the Business Operations Director. I live at 418 Nandina Court. And thank you for the great introduction on the 21st Century Partnership. So I don't have to say much. He said it all. On behalf of the whole partnership team, I know our budget request is on the agenda tonight, but we just want to thank Warner Robins for all the support you've given over the years, and we would be very grateful if you approve that again this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Freeman. Will there be any others? Going once, going twice. The door is now closed. Now moving on to our consent agenda. Item number 3, the consent agenda will be discussed by Councilman Lawrenson.
Thank you, Mayor. I do make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented, and I believe I'll just leave it at that.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Lawrenson, seconded by Councilman Lashley. You sounded like Lashley then. Confused me. I'll
second that, Mayor.
I will rephrase that. Motion by Councilman Lawrenson, seconded by Councilman Bibb. Any discussion?
It's the Spider-Man shirt, Mayor. It's the Spider-Man shirt.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. All right, item number 4 is a resolution for the Veterans Issues Board appointments to be discussed by Councilman Lashley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. It is an honor and a privilege to make a motion to approve the resolution to reappoint the following 4 individuals and appoint the following 2 to the Warner Robins Veterans Issue Board. First will be Mr. Bill Carey. Effective date of reappointment is April 20th, 2026. Term to expire when I say, no, I'm just kidding. March 6, 2028. Mr. Ernest Cooley, April 20th, 2026 to March 6, 2027. Glenwood Warren, April 20th, 2026 till May 1st, 2028. David Wilson, April 20th, 2026 to May 1st of 2027. And our two new members, Mr. Michael Driggers, April 20th, 2026 to May 1st of 2028. And Mr. Bradford Dalton, April 20th, 2026, August 20th, 2027.
I second.
Motion by Councilman Lashley, seconded by Councilman Curtis. Any discussion?
Thank you again, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Any further discussion? I join them in saying thank you for your service and your sacrifice, and for some of you, your continued sacrifice. All right, if no further discussion, then we will call for the vote. All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Welcome to the board. Next will be a resolution for Engage Warner Robins appointments to be discussed by Councilman Mack.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to approve the resolution pursuant to OCGA 36-62-4, appoint Kevin Splain to the Board of Directors of Engage Warner Robins for the City of Warner Robins with a term to expire on April 19th, 2030.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Mack, seconded by Councilman Bibb. Any discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Now we will do the oath of office for all of the new appointments who are currently present. If you are new for the Veterans Issues Board, if you'll please come forward so that we can go over your oath of office.
Thank you.
All right, you all can come forward. Thank you so much. So good to see you again, sir. Thank you so much for joining. All right, we're going to go over our oath of office. What you all are going to do is you're going to raise your right hand and you're going to follow after me. It is printed in front of you. If you would like to read along, you'll just be repeating what I say until we get to the end. When you see I here, you're going to actually say your name after the I when it's your turn, and then catch back up with each other, coming back up with do. So just follow my lead. It's really simple. So we're going to go ahead and get started now. If you'll please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I,
Bradford Dalton,
Michael Driggers,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
perform the duties of member
perform the duties of member
of Veterans Issues Board,
Veterans Issue Board,
and that I will support and defend
and that I will support and defend
the Charter of the City of Warner Robins,
the Charter of the City of Warner Robins,
as well as the Constitution
as well as the Constitution
and the laws of the State of Georgia
and the laws of the State of Georgia
and of the United States of America.
and the United States of America.
I will not knowingly receive,
I will not knowingly receive,
directly or indirectly,
directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or invaluable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty
of any act or duty
pertaining to my office,
pertaining to my office,
other than the compensation
other than the compensation
allowed by law.
allowed by law.
I further swear or affirm
I further swear or affirm
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
my duties as a member
my duties as a member
of the Veterans Issues Board
of the Veterans Issue Board
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, you are now on the board. Okay, so all you do is sign your name right here.
Okay.
go ahead and sign while you're right here. We're going to take a picture. This is for you. Welcome to the team. Thank you. Welcome to the team. All right, we're going to take a picture now.
Thank you guys very much.
Picture here. Thank you so much. Thank you.
For those of you that may not know, he probably is going to get mad at me for doing this, but Mr. Driggers, Michael Driggers, is the one that actually donated the land for the Vietnam's memorial. So we thank you and welcome aboard.
Yes, so thank you so much. That's what I was going to come say. He has significantly contributed to the history of Warner Robins by donating the land, which will be the future home of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. And I want to just add something more to what Councilman Bibb just shared. By having the members of the board please stand up. I know you've been making some really great progress with that project. So if you'll please stand so we can give you a great round of applause for everything that you've been doing on this project. Thank you so much. All right, now we're to item number 6, which is a resolution for purchase and sale agreement to be discussed by Councilman Bibb.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I make a motion to approve the resolution that Mayor LaRonda W. Patrick is authorized to execute the amendment to the purchase and sale agreement executed on December 1st, 2025 with the Columbians of Warner Robins, also known as the Knights of Columbus, for the property located at 133 South Commercial Circle.
And I'll second that, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Bibb, seconded by Councilman Mack. Any discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Item number 7 is a resolution for RCS Productions to be discussed by Councilman Holmes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I present to you a motion to approve the resolution to authorize Mayor LaRonda W. Patrick to execute the attached contract between RCS Productions and Entertainment Incorporated, they being the contractor, and the city of Warner Robins, Georgia, for a term beginning April 20th, 2026, and ending December 31st, 2026, for a 2026 event production service. Again, I move for the adoption.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilman Holmes, seconded by Councilman Lashley. Any discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Item number 8 is a resolution for a health insurance policy change to be discussed by Councilman Curtis.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. A motion to approve the resolution to authorize Mayor LaRonda W. Patrick to execute internal policy changes on termination of health insurance coverage after the death of a covered employee or retired, to provide continuous of coverage for a period of 1 month or 30 calendar days, whichever is greater.
I second that.
Motion by Councilman Curtis, seconded by Councilman Holmes. Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor, I just want to say that I think this is necessary and is a great thing we're doing for our employees, ma'am.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Item number 9, an ordinance for Chapter 12 amendment to be discussed by Councilman Lawrenson.
I mo- is here repealing and replacing the term misogynist with licensed massage therapist. And I'd also like to waive the second reading.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Lawrenson, waiving the second reading, seconded by Councilman Bibb. Any discussion? This is proof that we actually do listen, and we move quickly as possible to make adjustments needed for our city. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Item number 10 is an ordinance for Chapter 14 amendment to be discussed by Councilman Lashley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I make a motion to approve the ordinance to amend Section 14-152 of the City Code of Warner Robins by deleting it in its entirety and inserting the updated attached schedule in lieu thereof. I would also like to waive the second reading, and a full updated list of all the streets with the speeds and when they're enforceable for school zones is available in the packet or online.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilman Lashley, seconded by Councilman Mack. Sorry, I don't know which one said it. I couldn't hear good. Okay, let me make sure I mess it up now. Motion by Councilman Lashley, seconded by Councilman Curtis. Any discussion? I couldn't tell. All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Motion carries unanimously. All right, maybe I need to get some more rest. I've messed up 2 sets of voices today. Usually I look, right, if I don't see your mouth, and today I'm messing up the sound, connecting it to the wrong person, so forgive me.
I took mine as a compliment.
All right, item number 11 is a motion for issuance of a LIHTC GIC to be discussed by Councilman Mack.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'd like to take this time to make a motion to approve the award of 2 Georgia initiatives for community housing points to support low-income housing tax credits go to the application proposed by Zimmerman Properties, Chadwick Flats.
I second.
Motion by Councilman Mack, seconded by Councilman Curtis. Any discussion?
They're trying to trick you, Mayor. They're trying to trick you.
All right, so this development is one that already exists. It's the apartments, the flats that are right next to Walmart Market on Russell Parkway. If you knew, Lake Joy, Russell Parkway, the apartments right off of Thorpe. The buildings already exist. I believe they're adding additional building or 2 for that project. I think the rents are probably like all the others, starting at probably $1,100 starting out typically, and these are for individuals who work and can afford that. So just some more context when it comes to this project. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Item number 12 is a motion for Next Home 180 to be discussed by Councilman Bibb.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I make a motion to approve the Engage Warner Robins is authorized to enter into the listing agreement with Next Home 180 for the sale of 8 townhomes constructed through the city CHIP grant.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Bibb, seconded by Councilman Mack. Any discussion? If you recall, these are the 8 units, townhomes that the city funded through our CHIP grant, as was discussed. We had a ribbon cutting for them a couple months back, and now we are asking for a realtor to advertise those units and get some new families into those homes. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Item number 13 is a motion to transfer contributed funds for Haven Hope House to be discussed by Councilman Holmes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As stated earlier and just stated again, restated, I present to you a motion to approve the transfer of funds totaling $6,862.18 previously donated to the City of Warner Robins for the purpose of supporting the operation of Haven Hope House to the Assembly at Warner Robins as the contracted operator of the facility, and authorize the mayor to execute a letter of agreement detailing the transfer and use of said funds. I move for the adoption.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilman Holmes, seconded by Councilman Lashley. Any discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Item number 14 is a motion for sewer availability request to be discussed by Councilman Curtis.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. A motion to approve the sewer availability request for the property at 406 Nelson Drive.
I second.
Motion by Councilman Curtis, seconded by Councilman Holmes. Any discussion? I was inquiring whether we needed to include the requirement placed on the homeowner to enter the particular covenant, but we do not need to mention that in the motion as it is in our code, so it is a law for our city, which is automatic. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Motion carries unanimously. We have completed the numbered agenda items for today. We flew by our agenda. Thank you, Mr. Drinkard, for keeping us at 5:30 for our work session, actually finishing 5 minutes earlier than the 5:30 mark. Thank you. Now we are opening the floor for citizen comments. If anyone has any general comments, questions, concerns you'd like to share, you have your opportunity to approach the podium. Please be sure to state your name and address for the record. Please note that council and I are listening, though we may not respond to you at this moment. The floor is now open for general comments.
Hi, good evening. Hello. Oh, thank you. Good evening. My name is Eric Shoemaker. I'm a lifelong resident of Warner Robins. We live at 412 Arrowhead Trail, and I was just wanting to bring to attention the city ordinance we have regarding having weeds grown over 10 inches. So our yard is a native plant habitat. We're certified by the National Wildlife Foundation to grow and cultivate exclusively native plants. All of our plants are sourced from the Warner Robins Native Plant Center, and we even had it all checked out by Miss Tiffany Bowen with Keep Warner Robins Beautiful. And we're trying to get protections in place for not just our yard, but other yards that are doing the same, where they're killing the turf grass and cultivating native plants that are beneficial to native pollinators, that help prevent erosion and runoff. They don't require pesticides or extra irrigation or anything because, again, these plants evolved here, they grew here for millions of years, and they benefit the local environment. And I was also going to ask if maybe the city ordinance, I want to say it's 1185, the one about weeds and grasses, to maybe add a line in there about invasive weeds or grasses, as in weeds and grasses not native to the southeastern U.S. And that is all.
Thank you, Mr. Shoemaker.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Alvarez Warren. Good to see y'all. Just a good comment for, I think it's Waste Management, the name of the company that does the collection, or is, I can remember, WL? GFL. There you go. GFL. They've been very, initially when we first moved here, they were very, how can I say, basically the yard refuse will sit there for weeks. But they've been very diligent. They pick up when they're supposed to, every 2 weeks. I noticed that they're doing the same thing for my neighbors and so forth. So just a good note for their, sometimes they used to have the representative here on board. So just to pass it on to them to keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Amen.
Will there be any others? Going once, going twice. The door is now closed. All right, now that we've completed citizen comments, we now will have council comments. We will now start with Councilman Bibb.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. It's been a good night. Got a lot accomplished. I hope you all have a great night. Congratulations to the people that got elected to the boards today. I'm proud that you're on there. I'm proud that you're serving our community. We really appreciate it. And everybody have a good night.
Thank you, Councilman Bibb, and we do appreciate that shirt. It's a pretty cool shirt. You've just been evolving in your presentations lately, but you look very GQ, like you're from the magazine. Good job. Good job to Miss Connie.
And my voice is changing.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right, so now we'll have Councilman Lawrenson.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, great night. I'd also like to congratulate and show appreciation to our new board members and those that are returning, and thank them for their work. Would also like to congratulate our city employees who received service awards tonight. Thank you for being a part of the city, and I wish you all the best in your continued service. And that's all I have. God bless.
Thank you, Councilman. Now to Councilman Lashley.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yeah, it was a great night. It was a lot of fun tonight. Usually that's like April 1st is when we have that good meeting, but we needed it after the last one. So, again, employee awards, awesome. And Mr. Savage, the two Savages now? Savage. I'd be remiss if I didn't repeat the comment that I made to Julius when he walked by. He had 35 years. That's 1 year for every inch of his biceps. So I told him he's got to get to 45 inches on them biceps, so we'll see how that happens. And to our board members, thank you so much for your service to our country, and thank you for your service to our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, Councilman Holmes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Again, thank you to those individuals that's representing the military, past, present, and future. Thank you for your service and continued service. Congratulations to those recipients of rewards and accolades earlier this afternoon. Mayor, thank you for the presentation you did. I guess it was Thursday, Friday, talking about the progress the city of Warner Robins has made. I watched it online. Outstanding job, and I didn't want that to pass without letting you know how much I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Councilman Curtis.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Again, I just want to say thank you to the board members. Thank you for everything that you do for our city to continue to put us in the spotlight. Also, the city employees, service awards, Rooks, Julius, big ups on those 30-plus years. Also want to say thank you to Mayor and Council. Y'all keep up the good work, and I think drink, I better stop right there, right? Y'all have a great night.
Thank you. All right, now to Councilman Mack.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Once again, to echo what everyone else has said, all the employee service awards, I tried to give Mr. Julius some Benadryl to get his swelling down, but he wouldn't take it, you know. So we'll see what we can do with all that. But also, thank you again to the Veterans Board for all that you've done and all that you've been through to get to where you are today. And if anybody hasn't seen the special on Netflix is really mirroring a former mayor in Middle Georgia, C. Jack Ellis. Is a documentary on Vietnam veterans, and it features C. Jack Ellis. So it's a really good miniseries on Netflix. So you should check it out, and really gets detailed into what Vietnam veterans went through. So I enjoyed watching that. Also, this past week we laid to rest one of our employees that just recently retired after 37 years. So I just want to extend my condolences to the family of Mr. Mark Polk. He meant so much to so many of us throughout this community, and he surely will be missed as he's already missed. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. All right, and now it's my turn to make some comments. We did have some special guests with us visiting today from Ghana, from the university whose name I cannot pronounce, but it is TTU, which is the largest technical college in their country. They are here looking to see how we operate our parks and recreation, recreation parks and cultural services. And they got a lot of things country and how we can enhance our community, our youth, our eldest member in our society as well, by impacting their mind, not just providing the athletic offerings in parks and recreation. So we had some really great synergy. Look forward to more engagement with Ghana here in Warner Robins. So stay tuned to more to come with that potential collaboration or partnership. I also want to mention again, and thank you, Councilman Mack, for mentioning the loss of one of our staff untimely. And we do send our condolences, our prayers, and our thoughts with the Polk family. Mr. Polk recently retired from the Utilities Department of the City of Warner Robins. It feels like it was this year. It could have been the end of last year. But he recently retired, and I think it was in December, and we lost him last week, and he was laid to rest on Friday. So we had a lot of team members go there, and the City of Warner Robins did send something on behalf of the city, as well as city government, as well as our council members and myself. So I wanted to just make sure we actually made that comment to his family. And remind everyone once again, we have a lot of innovative momentum in the City of Warner Robins. We're doing some great, amazing things because we have an amazing, awesome, supportive, go-getter team of directors and staff who do not play around. And our city council and we join together to make sure that we are progressing positively and smart for our city. And we are building a city for everyone. I repeat, building a city for everyone. And it is a pleasure to serve here as your mayor, along with my brothers from another mother. Come on, Bib, you're missing your part. Same father. And with that, we will conclude our comments. And the next thing on our agenda is executive session to discuss personnel, if we have a proper motion.
Mayor, I move to go into executive session to discuss personnel.
And I'll second that, Mayor.
Motion by Councilman Lawrenson, seconded by Councilman Bibb. All in favor, please state aye and raise your hand. Motion carries unanimously. We are now exiting for executive session. Our agenda items are complete. It is possible that we will have another action item when we come out of executive session, but that is not certain. But I like to share it just in case we do. So thank you for being here. We'll see you for our first meeting in the month of May. This year is flying by. Thank you all so much for your support.